Hello, brovs. We're back with another beer review, pumpkin beer to be specific. I believe this is number 4 of the year, even though I've had 5 different pumpkin beers. So far, I will drink a pumpkin, the old time classic, behind probably Blue Moon, which wasn't very good, but it was still a classic. I'm pouring this as I pour all of them, full head of steam, just to make it equal. Into the glass. I don't know what I ranked Punkin last year, but I don't believe he was wearing an Elvis suit last year and looking like a pimp, but could be wrong. I usually have Pumpkin in the top 10. It would be in the top 5 and probably the top 3 if it had more of a pumpkin taste instead of just a pumpkin pie crust taste. But that's just the way it is. Great beer, but to me it's always been a non-pumpkin beer because it tastes more like graham crackers. But since they call it pumpkin, and technically it has, but I mean, it's got a pumpkin pie crust. I mean, technically you could say that the sweetness imbued into this concoction is pumpkin pie-ish, but to me it's never tasted like pumpkin pie. Besides the crusty, bready, graham crackery taste. This one tastes rather fresh though this year. I'll give it that much credit. Yeah, same old pumpkin-y goodness. Alcohol infused as the 8.6% by volume would suggest. Let's see what Southern Tier Brewing Company, Lakewood, New York. stbcbeer.com, as I totally missed showing it to you. Rule on Pumpkin, best by 5/29/26. And I've noticed with a lot of these upper tier pumpkin beers that the expiration date's 1 to 2 years. The best by though, and in defense of that, I've had year-old pumpkin warlock, and I've never had the caramel, or is it caramel version that was over a year old. But I did have a nitro that was a year old, and it was brilliant. Though I can say I've never had the nitro regular, as it was fresh, but I don't even know if they still make it. But I will attest to the fact that Pumpkin, a year old, is still just as good, if not better, since there's probably been further fermentation. I've been cleaning my basement, and I've come across some more old vintage beer steins. This looks like some kind of Thanksgiving or medieval, or not medieval, but I guess that is medieval scene of people drinking beer. Maybe it's founding fathers. I don't know what the hell it is, but all right, I'll move this candle so the beer gets its own essence without any additional lighting. As you can see, the head retention is great, even though I poured it like an uncivilized beast. I really don't believe that the Pumpkin looked like that last year, but I could be wrong. I guess he doesn't look so much like a ghetto pimp as he does a warlord of sorts. In the glass, it tastes a little more bourbony as the air gets into it. Good effervescence if you like such things. What else is there on the back here? Ale brewed with pumpkin and natural flavor added. I'd like to know how much pumpkin they add to this, because to me, it never really gave off a great pumpkin taste. Yeah, very alcohol infused. But that's perfunctory for all high ALC content. You see it pumpkin. See any extra fermentation in there? No yeasty looking. Maybe there is down in that corner. Let me see. No, I think that's just the glare. Let me give it a little twirl, since I I guess I didn't unfairly, but I didn't plan on using a small mug. It just happened that way, so I couldn't fit the whole bottle in there. Obviously, the preference is to fill the entire mug with the contents of a bottle, so you don't get differing flavors. Maybe I remember it wrongly, but this year the alcohol seems to override the graham crackery flavor. Maybe it's always been that way and I just have a short memory. But as mightily as I grasp for the pumpkin taste, I still don't detect it very much. I mean, there's a dry sweetness to it, but I don't equate it to pumpkin pie. Yeah, this tastes like straight up alcohol this year. Heavy volumes of alcohol I can taste. Maybe it's just because it's so fresh. And I usually get it a month or so from now. I got it early because I started going to Total Wine last year, when I happened to Google a certain brand, which I now don't recall. But yeah, Total Wine's great. They get everything first, obviously, because they're a major chain. Probably should have cleared me palate too, bruv. Let me think what I ate last. Oh, a piece of pizza. Yeah, I ate pizza at work, so that should not negatively affect my palate, so to speak. So yeah, I'm gonna rank this number 2. Just as a beer, I would give it probably an 8.8. And as a pumpkin beer, whatever, what did I give Rogue Patch? 6.4, 6.3. I'll give this a 6.6 just because it's so good. And though negligible on the pumpkin, to my estimation, at least the sweetness to me doesn't feel like pumpkin. It just tastes like sweetness. Very bready, malty, high octane. As I said, 8.8 as a beer, 6.6 as a pumpkin beer, just because it's too good not to be ranked higher than Rogue. Though I doubt it's going to surpass the various Elysians just because they have more of a pumpkin taste. If you understand my rationale, bruv, a beer that is more pumpkin-y tasting than this will probably beat it out. Anyway, that's all. I'm going to shut my face.